Hello everybody and welcome back to Drakir Gaming at the Pokemon Fire Red No Capture Challenge. Gonna get past this old man here. He's gonna give us some advice that 99% of you guys already know: how to catch a Pokemon. And he's got a little itty Weedle. Almost wish we didn't have to go through this tutorial since we're doing a no capture challenge. We won't be using anything that he's going to teach us. And we got a new item called the Teachy TV that I never really care to use. Just teaches him more stuff like he was teaching you. And it does it with more of the same style of educational programming, as they call it. Let's see if we can get at least one encounter in here. It's a Rattata. Of course, it's a very low Rattata. Shall we? Surely. Again, the name of the game is always grinding. Even when you're on your way to a place that you don't want to have that many levels gained for beforehand. And I think we would do well to go against Brock as we are. Just a Charmeleon. Now you guys may wonder why I keep looking for items even if I'm not going to use certain ones, like of course Pokeballs. Well, it's simply because I can use those items as potion fodder. I can sell them off. Sell off all those Pokeballs for Great Balls. A good money for potions. It's funny, all your items come in Pokeballs. It's too bad you don't also get a Pokeball when you pick up an item. Of course, that would be confusing to some people, because then they would wonder, do you get a Pokeball inside of the Pokeball when you pick up the Pokeball? Forget which of these guys we can challenge. It's apparently not this guy. Most of the guys who want to challenge us, they only have one line. Look at that, a Pikachu. In all the times I've ever played this particular version, the Fire Red instead of regular Red, I've hardly ever come across a Pikachu. It's too bad we're in a no capture challenge. Pikachu's like number 5 or 6 on my top 10 list of Pokemon. And the Kakunas. Tell you what, if you find a Kakuna and it's high enough in its level that it'll withstand just one attack, it will spam harden and make your life crazy. Thankfully, we are far too high for that kind of nonsense. Where's that old man with the handlebars mustache? The level of that Charmeleon is too dang high. Here we go, fighting a bug catcher. Just gonna Ember. because Ember's super effective against the bugs, and I don't want to get a chance that he has just one life point left, and we've wasted a move. I noticed we had some echoing in the last time I played this. Hopefully I fixed it this time. I am not an audio-visual guru. I'm just a guy playing a game, hoping you guys can enjoy me playing. Then we're going to go for this one all the way until after we beat the Super Nerd, and then I'm going to let that pole ride from the last video until I can just get a good result. I just want to give some people who maybe haven't seen the video enough time and chance to leave a decision which fossil majority rule would like me to get. So I'll stop right after I beat that Super Nerd. Well, here we go with this guy. No, actually they don't. They transform. Mr. Bug Catcher, supposed expert. He seems to fight the way you expect a Bug Catcher Oreo to fight. Metapod, Caterpie, Metapod. And we got a level. Good deal. Don't care to talk to you again. Only wanted to fight you to beat you. It's always in the last patch of grass, isn't it? If you find an encounter nowhere else, it's on the last patch of grass. Go ahead and down here. Been a couple of times I've actually forgotten about this particular item playing this game, as well as the old version. And here's the last guy for this area. What's the rush? I want to get a badge. Surprised all you guys in here catching your bugs don't want to get a badge. I mean, I'm just going off of the fact that you got a level 9 Weedle and you hadn't let it go into a Kakuna. I mean, shoot, if you're a trainer with a Kakuna, you still keep your Poison Sting, you still keep your String Shot. The Kakuna just basically gives it higher defense points. It's always such a strange thing, isn't it? The computer treats the moveset of a Pokemon or an NPC the same way it treats the moveset for a Pokemon in the wild. The Kakunas and the Metapods, they only have heart. And the Magikarps, if any have Magikarps, I don't think they usually do. They only have Splash. Sometimes they'll have Tackle. Have to be pretty high as a Magikarp to get Tackle. Alright, as I said before, we're not going to go to the Pokemon Center before we go to Brock. What's in here? Nothing really. I think this guy wants to trade. I don't care for trades. We're not going to do trades in this challenge. And I wouldn't do trades anyway. You can buy repels at this mark. Can we buy ethers? That's what I want to know. Because I want to not visit the Pokemon Center at all if I can help it. No ethers. Well, isn't that useless? What can we sell? I want to keep that antidote. Let's sell a Pokeball. And we do not have anything else to sell, so you know, I think we're just going to come back after we beat Brock. Because we'll have mucha moolah. I like how they changed the way the gyms look in the new versions of these games. I wonder if they could have just, you know, made the fights a little bit tougher, because here you go with the first gym battle. No matter where you are, with your starter choice, you're going to have an advantage over the first gym battle. Just because Squirtle, Water type, obviously stronger than Rock. Bulbasaur, Grass type, obviously stronger than Rock. Charizard, Fire type, not really any advantages over Rock. But you're almost guaranteed to get to level 10 and before you even get to Pewter City. And anybody with half a brain and one eyebrow will definitely go on to level 13 before hitting Brock and get the Metal Claw. I mean, they just made this game easier by doing that. But for me, that just means that I'll have a lot easier time getting through this challenge. Which it may not seem so now, but later on it will be challenging. Especially against Misty. In particular, I think Misty will definitely be the one to beat. There goes the sand attack. I knew he was going to pull it out eventually. Yes, yes, everybody knows what light years is. I mean, after elementary school at least. Funny thing, everybody calls the speed of light a constant, yet in laboratory tests, people have increased and decreased and even stopped light dead in its tracks. They increased and decreased light's speed of travel, its apparent speed of travel, and its actual speed of travel. Of course, that's a controlled experiment. But it just simply shows that, given the right circumstances, light does not necessarily always move at the same speed forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. For instance, those who study black holes, they say they study black holes. It's almost impossible to study something that's not really tenable to visit and observe, because as soon as you get close to one, it would eat whatever camera you're using. Don't get a critical. Now he just has to not use Rock Tomb one time, and then I can get all the way back up to full, and then I can finish him off in maybe 2 more moves. Oh no, bind. Can I still move when I got bind? If I can, we'll use Ember. Yeah, we can move. For not very effective, it sure did a lot. And we're just going to finish along with Scratch. No need to waste any other move. So anyway, as I said, the people who, quote, study black holes, they say that light is pulled into a black hole and that therefore light, even though it has no mass, is attracted by gravity. We also know, because of the way that we've studied things here on Earth and from experiments, that light can be affected by heat, even though light can also produce heat. So it certainly can't be said, even though everybody says it, that light is a constant, light speed. So I don't know why people use the light year as though it were an actual measurement, but I suppose they could say it's a standard, simply because they understand what it means, even if the actual speed of light is not a constant. The measurement they have used, since they have begun using it, that at least has not changed. Unless you consider the fact that the Earth is slowly slowing down. And by this fact, it actually distorts our interpretation of what time is, and therefore distorts our interpretation of what speed is. Excuse my nerding out. That's pardon and excuse at the same time. save some of my embers. I can't remember why, but I do know that I want to save some. So we'll go at this with Scratch. By the way, I looked it up, in case those of you who remember from the last video I was talking about Aerodactyl. It does not have the singular head protrusion in the back of its head. It actually has two of them that are like ears. I suppose in that way it's not really a true pterosaur per se. It's definitely not a pterodactyl. The Aerodactyl is not a pterodactyl. Say that 5 times fast. Yes, now I remember why I'm saving some embers. One of these people up here has a Nidoran, and if you touch that thing with a physical attack, you're almost guaranteed to be poisoned. And that would not be good, because I'm not using the Pokemon Center until we get up here near the Mount Moon entrance. Trying to learn Smokescreen, oh, that's another useless move. But it's at least not as useless as Growl. Yes, the Intimidate. All these special stats they added for some Pokemon really gets annoying sometimes. Tell you what, if they wanted to add more variables, instead of adding a hidden ability that does something special with either you or them in every Pokemon, they could have just made triple typing a thing and 6 attacks a thing. I know everybody's probably going to be complaining that I want to change the game too much. You know, some Pokemon would be very appropriate with triple typing. For instance, Charizard could have been added on a Dragon type. Here's a perfect example, not necessarily Kakuna, but Beedrill is still bug poison, just like his other two forms. He could have been bug poison and flying. Makes sense, doesn't it? Speaking of Pokemon that change their types, everybody get a load of those Alolan kind of Pokemon? You know what I'm talking about. The Executor that is somehow a dragon type just because it's got a long neck and a tail now. What in God's holy name is that thing? Why are you a dragon just because you got a longer neck? If anything, it makes you just look like a bad tree. And then there's the Alolan Raticate and the Alolan Persian. Honestly, folks, they could have just made the other... They could have made the normal ones a dark kind as they were. Because Persian and Raticate's some pretty dark Pokemon. At least in the anime. Don't get to see much mischief in the games. But that's just because, you know, NPCs don't move on their own. Unless you have an event triggered. And the story just pretty much stays the same all the time anyway. That's why people playing this game can sometimes get bored. But we do not have that problem. At least I don't. And hopefully you guys don't either. Oh yes, I almost missed you. I would hate to miss a trainer battle. I would love to get as much experience as possible before facing Misty. Definitely want to be a Charizard before facing Misty. Probably a few levels beyond even that. Yeah, level 21. I saw in the Pokédex of the Pokemon database, Charizard, for some reason, Heat Wave is still part of its quote move set of capabilities. It could learn it if you ever caught it at level 1. But it's impossible to catch at level 1. I don't know why you include Heat Wave in that instance. You could make it something that you get maybe right after, I don't know, Smokescreen as a Charmeleon. Or right after Flamethrower. Or right after Wing Attack as a Charizard. It's just something that really gets underneath your skin when you're wondering, what were they thinking when they made this list? Because nobody's ever going to have that. Because correct me if I'm wrong, folks, I don't think you can actually have a Pokemon be level 1. Now maybe that just means that if you have a Charizard egg and it hatches as a Charizard at the level 2, it will already have Heat Wave. It would be wonderful if it did. Come on, turn around. I did not touch you. You turned around and you walked toward me. Hashtag fake rape scandal. That went around in the early 2000s though, didn't it? Fake rape scandals everywhere. Do not use Sing on me. There's one thing Jigglypuffs and Clefairies love to use, it is Sing. That was actually the most annoying thing in the anime for me, is that stupid Jigglypuff would show up every episode or two and put the whole gang to sleep and then draw on their face. Don't you know that your own move does that before you use it? I don't care if you want people to stay awake. It simply can't happen. You should understand this because you are a Pokemon. But then that raises the question, did it use the attack Sing, or was it just singing? And if that's the case, that it was just singing and it did the same thing as an attack, does that mean that every time Pikachu eats its food, that it's technically using Bite? A move that it can never learn? That's an interesting conundrum. I pretty much remember from the old Red version where most of the items are in this Mount Moon. Hopefully they're all in the same place in this game. I've played Fire Red version before, not as often as Red version, or else I would remember a lot more about it. Like the fact that none of those people back there actually had Nidoran. I could have swore one of them would. Bullet Seed. Back in good old Gen 1, that was Water Gun. Paralyze Heal. I think I'll keep that one when I get to the next Pokemon 2. Because you never know when you're going to need a stat remover. Yes, sir. Geodude is no match for Dragonzord power. Suspicious men are in the cave. What about you? I'm a bug catcher and I'm surrounded by a cave full of bats and rocks and things that will crush my bugs. I was just thinking about the Alolan Pokemon again. Some of these Pokemon actually got turned into the very opposite typing as they had before. Ponyta and Rapidash got turned into ice types. Sandshrew and Sandslash got turned into ice types. And Marowak, for some unknown reason, got turned into a fire and ghost type. Perhaps that's to reference the Ghost Marowak from the first generation. I don't know why it had to have a fire type also, though. Speaking of fire type, let's use Ember. Get rid of this Clefairy quickly. Oh, not quickly enough. And now our attack power is down. Well, we'll use Metal Claw. And we missed. No! Allow me to allow my Saxon sign out for a second. You right, manky git! Wake up. Wake up. Come on, he's chipping away at our attack power and you're still sleeping. Don't you hear it growling? Don't you feel it slapping? I thought double slap meant you hit twice. That does not math. Yeah, you want an encore? Oh, I will give you an encore. Metal claw to the face! Scratch you in your face! Oh no, you gotta be kidding me. Tell you what, this thing had better not make you so fall in love that you refuse to attack it again. I've got to remember that if I encounter another Clefairy. Use Ember the entire time. Ugh. Is that how that works? The same way as the poison pin? You have to actually touch the thing in order to get the bad effect? I'm hoping that's the case, because then I know how to avoid it. Which means we really could use Ether in this place. Because more than a couple of these girls have Clefairy's Jigglypuffs. I don't know if both of them have that cute charm thing, but I'm pretty sure that they do. I didn't even take a step. That was weird. Did the Leech Life just shoot his tooth at me? Don't sneak up on me. Dude, you walked over to me. Yeah, I bet he's a nerd. Super nerd, actually. I am a nerd, and I am not that easily frightened. I guess it's a super nerd thing. Use an Ember because they're weak against Ember, those metal types. Magnemite got turned into a steel type right after we got Gen 2. Voltorb, I don't think they changed, even though he's clearly a Pokeball, a living, flippin' Pokeball. Not very effective. I forgot about Steel against Electric. You would think that being a Steel move, it would discharge all of the electricity inside the Voltorb and make him explode. Of course, that wouldn't be good for me either. I certainly hope I don't run into anybody who uses the move Explode, because that will do super damage. Does more damage to you than it does to the Pokemon that dies. And Self-Destruct, I think, is the same thing. Only to a just slightly lesser extent. I can't get over the fact that that Leech Life looks like a poison dart flying right at me. Is that supposed to symbolize the fact that he's jumping out and biting at you? What have we got left in the way of leveling up? How much experience do we have to have for the next one? You know what? I will use that rare candy after I get my next level. That way it's not a waste. And it also means that we will be one step closer to our ultimate goal of being a Charizard before we have to face Misty, which is definitely something we want to do. Need to go through this cave to get to Cerulean City. Yep. I wonder how Cerulean City gets their supplies, if they have any imports from Pewter and Viridian. I have to go through this tunnel every time. Wonder how that affects the size of the carts and the trucks they're going to use. Of course, if they wanted to do it the right way, they could just find the biggest bird Pokemon they have on staff and use it to carry as many crates as possible to and fro. You're not a very good bug catcher if after you catch your Caterpie, it still doesn't turn into a Butterfree at the level it's supposed to. I just feel like you're not letting that Pokemon live up to its full potential. Escape rope. Keep that for later just in case we get in real big trouble. Like we run out of potions. Don't think that's going to be a problem. We got a lot of them. We don't seem to have to use them that often. We don't really need them that much. Certainly not as much as we could need them. I keep forgetting that I can run. What button can you run with? Oh, there it is. There, it's like Mario. You have to hold down the B button. Which in my case, playing with the keyboard, is the Z button. And here's this rocket guy. I just want to go ahead and get this item, and then I'll confront him. I don't want to shy away from any battles. I remember there being a different item back in the original Red version. I can't remember what that item was. It's probably something useless like a Moonstone. I don't like Clefairy and Clefable. I do like Nidoking and Nidoqueen. Not going to be getting them in this challenge. And what do I want to use? I think a Scratch will do it. Maybe two of them. Yep, two. But either way, I don't have much of a use for Moonstones. Unless I'm actually got a Nidoran from either gender. And in that case, it's just taking up space in my inventory. I mean, you can't sell the thing. And I don't want to toss it in case I do pick up a Nidoran further along the way. And if I put it in my PC, I'm just gonna forget about it. Just stops short of her catching us. Here we go. This place is bigger than you thought. Well, if you start walking around in a circle and you never go anywhere else, of course it is. Oh, I want to use my embers. Yes, do let's. Just so we're not hitting the same Pokemon 3 times with a different move. I lost it with an exclamation point, like you're surprised? Did you think both of your grass Pokemon had a chance against a fire Pokemon, especially Charmeleon of all people? Yeah, contains Thief. I want to go ahead and give a potion. Did I level up yet? I'm really close. Take care of this rocket and I probably will level up. If the Zubat doesn't do it first. Critical hit. Zubat's not gonna do it. We're pulling a big job here, kid. Get lost. I switched accents for some reason. Don't know why, I always imagine these rocket guys having the sub-New Yorkian gangster accent. Kind of like, what are those two bad guys from Home Alone? Anyway, like those guys. Perry and Marv, was it? Somebody analyzed both of the Home Alone movies starring those two guys and determined that both of them died over a dozen times with the antics that kid pulled. There we go. Easy win. And we're going to go ahead and level up. Really wish I could run into an ether somewhere around here. Hopefully I just plain won't need it. No, I didn't come to explore this cave. I came to get through to the next city. They always call these guys youngsters. Are they actually younger than Red? Because Red's 10, isn't he? So do some people get their Pokemon when they're 8 or 7? That's always been a screwy thing about Pokemon with ages. Apparently, Jesse and James from Team Rocket are only 16, according to some sort of canon information. I tell you what, these guys look like they're 21. They certainly don't act 16. Jesse's got anger issues, and James is just a freak. And an emotional wreck. Brock is 13, according to the canon. That's just messed up, because he shacked up with that girl in a swimsuit, who's definitely in her 20s, for an entire season. Is Misty 10 like Ash is? That's disturbing if that's the case, because she enters the bikini contest. opposite of 16-year-old boy James using fake cleavage. I'm not even going to talk about the fact that he had to obviously have some kind of tucking mechanism. I want to know how you hide the size of your hands and your cheekbones, dude. I think something should have been obvious to the judges, along with something else. You guys haven't seen that episode. It's probably because it was banned in America, I think, and good reason. But people talk about it so much that you can't even look up Pokemon episodes without running into that thing. It's the only reason I know about it. Seems to be the thing that everybody who talks about Pokemon episodes, whether they be strange or out of place or have been banned for some odd reason, everybody wants to talk about that one. Certainly is good clickbait. I do hate fighting Onixes because they have immense defense, both special and normal. Makes using type advantage moves against them difficult. Geodude has good defense too, just not as good as Onix. Alright, and here we are, about to come to the Super Nerd after another rocket and another plethora of wild Pokemon. I've got enough moves to make it through though. Unless they keep coming at that rate. So, as I said, guys, we're going to end it after we beat the Super Nerd before we pick out the fossil. I'm going to let that poll keep running on the first video, whether you're here in the long version or the short version. Now you know about the poll. Go leave your opinion. You can even comment, and that means you get a second vote. Just like if you're a Democrat in certain districts. Just in case you guys can hear that, my two pit bulls are being very rotten right now. They want to go outside. Can you wait one more minute? Literally one more minute. I gotta beat this guy. Oh, he's got Hyper Fang. I hate Hyper Fang. It's super powerful. Okay, that's not gonna do it. I gotta have Metal Claw. Critical hit, gonna kid me. Okay, do you have one more or can I go on? Thank you. Since you wasted my time, I need to get some potions. I think one will do it. Good night alive. Now that I'm almost out, they want to spam me. folks, be right back. I'm going to take care of 2 rotten dogs. And we're back. Sorry about that, folks. Had to take 2 rotten dogs outside. Yes, and look at you, Layla. Bella. They're cute, but they're rotten. Man, we're getting real low. Didn't think I would say this while doing this challenge, but stop sending me Pokemon for just a minute, please. I didn't want to just out of principle, but I should have brought a Repel. Looks like I will have enough moves to get through both of these guys. Can we one-shot? Yes, we can. And one-shot again. It ain't easy being OP, but it is fun. They're both yours. Well, you know, I didn't really care about them until you said something. Now I want them both. Tell you what, we'll split them 50-50. You can have the one you want for money, I'll take the one I want. You can Pokemon out of them. I don't understand how a slime like Grimer can use the move Harden. Doesn't seem to fit. Of course, it's hard to see how a Metal Claw can slash through a pile of slime. Or why using Ember on a pile of slime doesn't catch it on fire. There's a lot of things that do not logic in this game. For instance, this guy's got fumes sticking out of him every which way. Ember should have set him on fire too. And here we go with the Voltorb. Go ahead and use Ember. And one shot. Oh, I'm so close to that next level. Alright guys, I'm gonna leave it right here. Please let me know in the comments of this video and the last holes on the previous video, not this one, which fossil should I get, the Dome fossil for Kabuto or the Helix fossil for Ammonite. Till then, good night guys, and God bless.